Right, hello everybody, so we'll get going. So I thought what we would do is start lying down, and I thought we would just start with a small practice that brings us into contact with our senses, so the eyes, oh hello, so I just thought we'd get going by doing a short practice that gets us into contact with our senses, so the five senses, sight, hearing, touch, taste and smell. So just to give us a sense of our body and to bring us into contact with what's happening now. So we can start by lying down, so soles of your feet flat to the floor and just allowing yourself to settle. And if it's okay, keeping your eyes open and just taking in what's around you. So you're just lying, resting on the floor. You can feel the shoulders, you can feel the back of your head, the parts of your body in contact with the floor. And with your eyes open, just let your eyes drift around the ceiling or the walls or whatever you can see around you. And just carefully note to yourself just 5 things that you can see, and they can be anything that you can see. And you're just noting those things, naming those things to yourself, just 5 things that you can see. And then when you've done that, just carefully with awareness, close your eyes. And now you're just going to name to yourself 4 things that you can touch. So with your fingertips, you can move your hands around. It can be your body, it can be the floor, it can be if you're near furniture, or whatever you can feel or touch. 4 things. And you note and you name those things to yourself. And then when you've done that, taking your attention to your ears and just noting or naming to yourself 3 things that you can hear. And it might be quite difficult or it might be quite easy. And then taking your attention to your nose, to your nostrils, and naming to yourself 2 things you can smell. And if you can't smell anything or it's quite difficult, then just imagine a smell. And then lastly, 1 thing you can taste. And it might be something that you've drank or you've ate or a remembered taste. And then bringing your attention to your breathing, just feel your breath coming in and your breath leaving. And just noticing how that simple practice may have just allowed you to focus in on what's happening now, to be present, to be here. And taking your arms down by your side if they're not already, palms facing down. When you next breathe in, take your arms up. And as you breathe out, bring your arms back down to your sides. So on the in-breath, taking your arms up. And as you breathe out, bring your arms back down to your sides. So it's just gentle and easy, careful and soft. And the next time you breathe in, perhaps if it's okay, just testing what it's like with your shoulders. As you breathe in, take the arms all the way overhead. See if they come onto the floor above your head. And as you breathe out, bringing your arms back down to your side. In breath, takes your arms up and over. And the out breath brings your arms back down to your sides. Then the next time your arms go overhead, if it's okay to keep your arms there, if you'd rather keep your arms somewhere else, a bit lower or a bit wider, just stay, find a place that's comfortable for you. Breathe as you need to. And then just allow your knees to drop one way. And you feel the breath in your body. So every time we change position of the arms or the knees or anything in our body, it changes the way we breathe. So notice when you breathe in, where do you feel your breath? You're just allowing yourself to settle in. And then when you're ready, just drop your knees the other way. Notice where you feel your breath. And then just continue, just once or twice more each side. You can slow it down or you can be quite fast. Just kind of seeing what your what you feel like doing, I suppose, really, as well. And then if it's okay with your feet on the floor, just see what it's like. When the knees come to centre, can you draw the feet off the floor? You can keep the arms above your head, or you can take the arms a little bit lower, just sort of deciding what you want to do. And if it's okay, rock your knees from side to side. So in the same kind of way, just starting to wake up the lower spine. And you can move your head in the same direction as the knees, or you can move your head in the opposite direction of the knees. So just kind of seeing how it feels in your body. Just starting to mobilise quite gently, just quite easily as well. So you're not trying to do anything particularly, you're just trying to notice how your body feels right now and how you feel right now. And then when you're ready, just ease the knees back to centre. Take your hands underneath, see if you can link the hands, just ease the knees down, draw your chin slightly down. Be aware of your breath coming in. As you breathe out, maybe you can ease the knees a little bit lower. Breath comes in. As you breathe out, maybe you can ease the knees a little bit lower. And then let go. You're obviously continuing to breathe. Take the hands onto the knees and just take the feet up towards the ceiling. Now, the knees can be quite bent. Actually, take the hands around the back of the thighs. The knees can be quite bent. Maybe can you take the hands a little bit higher just to ease the knees down. So just kind of working into the hips a little bit. And again, rock a little bit from side to side. Just easily, carefully. And that's working into your shoulders as well. And then when you're ready, come to centre, still rocking from side to side a little bit, until when you're ready, roll all the way over onto one side and come over onto your knees. So in all fours, just coming into all fours. If you need to pad your knees up, you just sort of roll the mat or put a blanket underneath your knees. That's fine, you know, you're just working in a way that feels right for you. And then you're just going to rock your hips from side to side so you can feel that through your knees. So hopefully it's not too painful. If you need to stop, you stop. So always being careful with your knees. You might feel that through the wrists as well. Wrists can be quite sort of hard to weight bear as well, because we don't often do these kind of things. So weight bearing is good for these joints, stimulates the circulation. And weight bearing has been shown to be the only thing that promotes bone health. So it's always good to put a bit of weight bearing into these areas. Then come to centre, stop there for a few moments, turn your head from side to side, and then we're just going to just start to circle the shoulders. That will, again, you're going to feel that through your knees, you're going to feel that through your hips. See if you can go, sort of maybe start off quite small, I might have gone a bit big, but see if you can make the circles a bit bigger, maybe taking the hips back towards the heels, sending the crown of the head forward, just kind of seeing what you're okay to do, and then reverse it. If it's okay, just reversing it. So it's a good one at mobilising the shoulders as well as the hips and finding how the spine feels right now, especially if you've been sitting all day working or standing. And then when you're ready, come back to centre. And we're just going to send one leg back. Send one leg back. Rock the heel from side to side. Whatever leg that is, just rock the heel from side to side. So you're rolling through the base of the toes and then stop. Then just let the hip drop or bend the knee. So let that side of the body be heavy and then lift it up. Push the heel away. Then stop pushing the heel away. Let the knee be heavy. Let it drop. And then push the heel away so you're stretching through the back of the leg. And then stop and let the knee be heavy. Let it drop. And then just come to sort of a more neutral place with the leg and just see if you can roll, either think of circling the heel or think of massaging the base of the toes. Just circling one way and then circling the other way. And then when you're ready, stop. So then let that leg, same leg is still lengthened away from you, round your spine, draw your chin in. And then sink between the shoulders as you take the gaze forward. Think of the tailbone extending, or the base of the spine extending all the way down through to that heel that's far, far away. So really having a sense, a feeling of a long, long spine. And then when you're ready, just come to neutral back. Bring the knee in. Just lift up one knee at a time, maybe shake off the wrists. Then if it's okay, just lengthen the other leg away. Whichever leg you've done. Rock the heel from side to side, just easing, and find that kind of movement into the hip as well. And maybe even through the lower back, you might even be able to feel the echoes of that in your shoulders, even in your neck or your jaw. And then when you're ready, stop, sort of neutral leg. Push that heel away, whatever heel it is, really push it away to feel the length in the back of the leg. And then stop pushing, drop the hip, bend the knee. Think of bringing the knee to the floor so you kind of let go. Push the heel away, so now you're stretching, you're opening, lengthening the backs of the knees and the hamstrings and the calves. And then let go. Let the hip be heavy, let the knee drop. Just do that once or twice more, pushing the heel away, letting go, and just letting the knee drop. So just kind of easing through that part of the body. It's a good one at strengthening the lower back muscles as well as strengthening and mobilising the leg. And then when you're ready, with the leg lengthened away, circle that heel. So as you circle that heel, noticing you can think of circling the heel, or you can think that you're massaging the base of the toes. So whatever it is, you're kind of waking up that ankle and the foot. And that's a really good way of improving circulation to the extremities. And circling the opposite direction, and you might feel that through the shoulders and the rest of the body. You're really working. And also, and I know wrists might be a bit sore, but be aware that you're strengthening your wrists by doing it. If it gets too much, you can come up onto your knuckles or even come down onto the elbows. And then when you're ready, stop. We just do a few cat stretches. So you round through the spine or arch the spine upwards, and then sink, take the gaze forward. Draw the chin in, arch the spine upwards, rounding through the spine, and then let go. And then kind of work with that same visualisation, perhaps, that you're thinking that the tailbone extends all the way down through to the heel. And then when you're ready, stop. Just ease the hips back. You can rock the hips again from side to side. See how that feels. And as you rock the hips from side to side, can you walk the hands back a little bit towards the knees? And perhaps the hips can come down towards the heels, just kind of easing yourself into it. You don't have to bring the head down or anything. You're just kind of seeing how that feels, lengthening the thigh muscles, lengthening, easing into the lower back muscles. If it's too much for your knees, you come out of it. You're always assessing how your body feels. And when you're ready, come back up into all fours. Shake off the wrists. Then we're going to take our attention to our left arm. We're going to try to keep our left arm just as it is as we turn our head past the left shoulder and bend the right elbow. Bring the elbow up, turn the head to the right, bring the left elbow down. So it's a really good way of mobilising the muscles in the upper shoulders, the girdle. And then bringing that elbow up, turn the head to the left, bring the right elbow down. Make sure you're breathing. Bring the elbow up, turn the head to the right, bring the left elbow down carefully, easing into those movements. One more time each side. Turning the head if it feels okay, really having that sense of connection from the ear all the way down through to the centre of the spine. And then when you're ready, you just come back to neutral. We're going to take the right hand, turn the right palm up. We're going to thread the right palm underneath the left, or the right arm underneath the left arm. Doesn't have to go too far. Then you're going to open it out to the side, take the arm up. And your gaze can follow. The right arm threads through underneath the left. Then you take it out to the side and open up. So it's a really good rotation through the upper part of the spine. So maybe once or twice more. Seeing how that feels with your arm. And then when you're ready, stop with the arm above you. So your gaze is up towards the ceiling if possible. Then circle the arm behind. Maybe you can turn to look towards your right hip, and then bring the hand down. So give the arm a bit of a shake, the other left arm a bit of a shake. So we do the same with the left. Turn the left palm up, thread the left palm underneath the right, or left arm underneath the right arm. Then you take the arm out to the side and up, if possible. Thread the arm through the right, take the arm out to the side and up. Just kind of see how that feels. Just once or twice more, and be aware that your gaze is following the arm, or the gaze is following the hand. And then when you're ready, stop. Bring the hand down. Just shake off the wrist, shake the wrists off, and then just ease your hips back towards your heels. So try and child's pose again. Turn your palms up, fold the fingers in and out a few times. kind of easing into the wrist, because you know it's hard on the wrist, these kind of things, but they are beneficial as well. And then when you're ready, we're just going to come to sit, coming to sit facing forward. So you can bend your knees, and just lean back. If there's not too much pressure on your wrist. And then we're just going to drop the knees one way, lift the knees up, drop the knees the other way. So just kind of doing that easily. So it's a good way of mobilising your knees as well as easing into the hips. And then when you're ready, stop with your knees drop to the left. So if we take the, so the knees are dropped to the left, take the right hand towards that right foot. It can take your balance off a little bit. Turn to look towards the right hand out to your side. And then we're just going to see if we can sweep the left arm up and over. So you're just stretching down the left side of the body. The left hip rests down into the floor. The right elbow will bend. So you're just stretching the left side of the body. Turn to look towards your right hand. And then come back up. Take the knees to the right. So left hand comes sort of on the outside or near that left foot. And we're just going to, so your right hip is on the floor. We're going to take the right arm up, but try not to stretch. You're looking towards your left hand and just see if you can ease that right hand over. So you just that side stretch down the right side of the body to the arm that's above you, down the right side of the body to the hip that's below. Make sure you're breathing. And then when you're ready, come back up to centre. Bring the knees up and then again, just rock the knees a little bit from side to side. And then this time, when the knees go to the right, you're going to turn your body to look towards that right knee. So you've turned to the right. And then just see that left knee, if you can send that left leg back a little bit, but you're still looking towards the right. So you're just opening through that muscle there, the long muscle, the hip flexor, from the knee all the way up through to the belly. Then bend the knee back. Take the knees over towards the left. Turn the whole of your body to the left. So if this is enough for you, don't do any more than this. If possible, can you extend that right leg? So it's kind of like a half pigeon pose. Can you send that right leg back behind you? But you're still turned to look to the left. So you can feel that stretch down the right thigh, the quad muscle, the right side of the hip, all the way up through to the centre, abdominal muscles. Bring the knee back. Just come back to where you started. So you can lengthen the legs away. Just give the knees a bit of a rub, because all those things, they're quite hard on the knees as well. Shrug the shoulders and just soften your knees. And this time, instead of rocking your knees from side to side, turn the body one way. So the upper part of the spine one way. Come back to centre. Turn the spine the other way. So just the opposite kind of, well, not the opposite, but doing the upper part of the spine now. Whereas before we were working below the level of the waist more. And then when you're ready, just coming back to centre, just stop there for a few moments, and then ever so carefully just come up to stand. So take your time coming up to stand. So we're going to go into a wide-legged forward bend. So if you start off with your feet together and you just kind of sort of send the heels out, then the toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, and then just coming back. So we're just waking up the feet. That's all that little movement's about. Just sending the feet out and then bringing the feet back in. And then the next time the feet go out, kind of stay not too far wide, because you don't want to fall over or anything like that. So if you soften your knees, bend your knees slightly, then the knees tractor over the toes. So you can feel the outside edges of the feet, so where the little toes are, you can feel the inside edges of the feet where the big toes are. We're going to actually place our hands onto our knees. So draw the chin, or look down towards the floor, so you draw the chin in slightly. Round the spine, think of the back of your waist being drawn up, as though you were doing a cat kind of arc, that kind of stretch. And then just think of the crown of your head coming down towards the floor. The knees are quite soft, so you're using the weight of your head, the length in the neck, to encourage your spine to lengthen down towards the floor. Maybe you can take the hands a little bit lower towards the ankles. Just stop there for a few moments. Maybe your fingertips might touch the floor, but you can bend your knees, it's fine. Really let go of the weight of your head. Then carefully walk your hands back up. So we're just going to do that same little movement, but we're going to work in a rotation. So obviously you work with care. If you don't want to take the head so low, you can just keep your hands on your knees, this is fine, or you can have a chair in front of you. Right, so we're going to, this time, just be careful, we're going to start with the hands resting behind us. So you can give the feet a bit of a shake, have a real sense of connection down through the ground, so it's what we call grounding sometimes. So relax the shoulders as much as possible, soften your jaw. Draw your chin in and just kind of bring the spine down. Now where the hands are resting behind you, draw up into. So we try to make as much space in the front of our hips as possible. Draw up, rounding through the spine. You're going to keep the left hand as it is, as you bring the right hand either onto the right knee, onto the right knee, onto the right ankle, or if the right hand comes onto the floor. So just kind of, but you're not pushing, the hand is light. Turn your head to the left if it's okay. Now if it's okay with your arm and your shoulder, take the left hand out to the left. If that's enough for you, don't do any more. Take your attention to the right foot, find the outside edge of the right foot as you take the left arm up towards the ceiling. So it's almost so from the outside edge of the right foot, we can rotate the spine. Your gaze comes up towards the ceiling and you're looking towards that left arm. Then when you're ready, you lower. Hands can come onto the knees, round through the spine to bring yourself up to stand. And then just stop, just take stock really of what you've done. Just ease into it, you can bring the legs back again. And we'll go again, so just the other side. So take the feet a little bit wide, you don't have to go too wide. So relax the shoulders as much as possible. Before we had our hands behind us, you can have the hands in front if you like. So this part here, think of the front of the ribs, drawing towards the back of the body, or the front of the ribs drawing in. So even though the spine is going down, we're not collapsing down, there's a feeling of coming up. As though the front of the ribs can draw up, the back of the waist can draw up, the knees can soften. Then if it's okay, the left hand can come onto the left knee, the left ankle, or can just rest on the floor in front of you. If it's okay, turn your head to the right. Take the right arm out to the right, palm facing down. Or you can keep the hand as it is. You can just keep your attention on the right elbow. And as the right arm goes up, the gaze can follow, but keep your attention on the outside edge of that left heel or the left foot. So from that area there, the left foot stabilises that movement as the spine twists round towards the right. Make sure you're breathing. Carefully lower the arm. Round through the spine, you can bring the hands back to the knees and carefully walk the spine back up. And then just stop for a few moments. So it's always good to stop in between each movement, so you allow the echoes to kind of rest inside your body and you notice how you feel. So now I'm just going to slow it down a little bit. So the feet are at least at width apart, we just do a little side bend. So allow all your weight to sink down into the right foot. So it's as though you can feel the right side of your body up, but you empty the left side. Turn your head to the left. You can take your gaze down towards the outside edge of the left ankle and think of the left fingertips trailing down towards the left ankle or the left shoulder coming towards the left hip, but your weight is sinking down into the right side of the body or the right heel or right foot, I should say. If possible, take the right arm out, the palm is facing down. Can you turn the palm up? Can you take the arm up? The weight of the arm above you is resting down into the foot below. You breathe in. As you breathe out, lower the arm, come back up to stand. Now just see if you can equalise or rebalance the weight between the feet, because side bends can send you off a little bit. So slow it down a little bit and then let all your weight sink down into the left foot. So you pour the weight down the left side of the body, so the left side can feel heavy, but the right side might feel a little bit lighter. Turn your head to the right, let the right shoulder really relax down, not pulling or pushing. If you take your gaze towards the outside edge of the right foot, the right fingertips can trail towards the outside of the right foot, but the left foot rests the weight down. So from the left foot, we send the right fingertips down. The left arm can go out to the side, the palm can turn up, the arm can go up. The weight of the arm above you rests down, all the way down the left side of the body to that foot that's below. Your gaze is down towards the right foot and you're feeling what's going on in your body. All your senses engaged. Be aware of your breath coming in. As you breathe out, lower the arm, come back to stand. And just for a few moments, feel how the weight now can rebalance between the feet. Maybe not equal, because I don't think none of us really have equal weight in the feet. We always favour one side. But can you have a sense that the shoulders resting, your head, wherever you perceive to be centred. But again, you know, our head will often either go forward or go back. But just see if you can allow yourself to feel the weight resting down through to the feet. Because now we're going to go into a forward bend. So if it's okay, just lightly send your weight forward into the front parts of the feet. So the heels are still down, but let the heels be light or lighter. Round through the spine to bring your hands onto your knees. Think of the back of the waist being drawn up. Now your heels are light, you're sending the weight more into the front parts of the feet. Your attention is everything. Maybe the hands can come a little bit lower. Imagine what it would be like if you were to lift the heels, because then you get that sense of opening, widening through the backs of the knees. Let go of the weight of your head. Your knees might be quite bent, it's absolutely fine. Perhaps you can bring the hands on the floor, or not. Maybe your hands are just on your knees or on your ankles. So just, you're taking stock all the time, re-evaluating and being attentive to what you're doing with your body, or how your body is moving. Let go of the weight of your head, soften your jaw, and then if possible, can you walk the hands forward to make as much space between the collarbones and the thighs as possible. And then just see, is it okay? Can you lift the heels to bend the knees? And you fold yourself down into child's pose. And you just see how that feels. You can make light fists with the hand to support the head. Either with two fists, or the forehead might come onto one hand, or the forehead might come onto the floor. So all the time you're just doing what you're able to do. It's not what you think you should do, but what you are doing. And then in your own time, when you're ready, coming up and just coming to rest down, just the last few minutes or so, just coming to rest down, soles of your feet on the floor, and the hands just resting maybe on the belly or on the ribs. And just for a few moments, just feeling your breath as it comes into your body, breathing in. And you can take that breath in, and as you breathe out, let go. Let go, let go, let go. Breathing in. And as you breathe out, let go. One more time, taking your breath in, receiving the breath. And as you breathe out, just feel the whole of your body, just give, imagine it giving a little bit more to the floor. Let go of your shoulders, your hips and your feet. And as you breathe, you just feel that connection of your body resting on the floor. And carefully in your own time, you can drop your knees one way, whichever way, just the way we started the class really. Bring the knees back up. And let your knees drop the other way. So just noticing how your lower back feels now after that relatively short practice. Just easing the knees from side to side, keeping your eyes closed if it's okay. So you're still staying with that, within that realm of feeling. Until when you're ready, you just come to rest on your side. Take your time. Only opening your eyes when you're ready. And coming to sit up in your own time and coming back to the rest of the day.